I asked to borrow this photograph from my boss at work. I gave him this photograph last year, shortly after a good friend of mine passed away, so that he could remember her as well, perhaps as well as I remembered her. And this is probably my favorite tree in all of the world. I've spent a lot of time looking for this tree. I spent a lot of time thinking by this tree and trying to make the world a better place because of this tree. Now today, I went to Associated Bank and closed out my account for $40, and I have 4 rolls of 50-cent piece coins that I hope to make the world a better place with. But today, that's for a different day. Today I want to make the world a better place with this photograph. So I'm going to get on my gloves and go for a walk. I'm near Red Arrow Park in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. One of my favorite places in the entire world. The only thing that would make Red Arrow Park better, in my humble vaudevillian opinion, is a merry-go-round. If there were a merry-go-round at Red Arrow Park, it would be the perfect park in the world. I want to make sure I got my keys so I don't lock myself out of Honor 1. I've done that a time before, and in fact, that's a good memory for me. Most people think that locking themselves out of the car is a bad memory. Not me. It was a great memory. Alright, so I'm going to go looking for this tree today, and we'll see if I can find it. This is Evergreen Rest Home. It's kind of like an old folks home. That place makes me think of another friend who also has passed. His name is Orv. So every time I see the word Evergreen or come by the Evergreen Retirement Community, I think of my buddy Orv. And lo and behold, I think I see the tree. Coming up on it. Now, I've written a lot recently about walking on thin ice, and I'm looking for footprints. There's like some animal footprints on the ice, but I don't know if I see any people footprints on the ice. If it was one of those 30 below days, I would have the courage, of course, to go walking out on the ice and take a look at the tree from the unique perspective of being on the water. So let's go see if I get my feet wet. Yep, I'm on thin ice now, and I can hear it cracking. Hopefully I don't think it's too deep, or if the ice shatters beneath my feet, I will be submerged and my camera footage will be ruined. But here it is. This is my favorite tree in the whole world, and there are the footprints that got me here. I spend a lot of time on that bench right there looking at this tree, and I spent a lot of time on that bench with the person that took this photograph. Her name is Rebekah Schelter, and she's a dear friend of mine. Very talented, beautiful lady that chose photography as her way to make the world a better place. Now, I want to focus in on this section of the tree right here at the bottom of the tree, and I want to point out, notice how there's all these little like kind of porcupine saplings coming out of the bottom of the tree now. This tree has changed so much. I'm guessing that this photograph is about 6 or 7 years old, and in that 6 and 7 years, tons and tons of baby trees have like sprouted out from the bottom, from the base of the big tree. And I think that's just a beautiful symbology, because Rebekah was such a lovely woman, and she worked very well with children, and she was one of those pretty girls that always had a child hugging her legs. You've seen those types, you know, where the little kids just wrap their arms around their legs and hug the stuffing out of them. Well, Rebekah was definitely one of those people, and the little children especially just gravitated to her because she had a kindness in her heart, and she was just an amazing, amazing, amazing loving person. I've talked a lot about my job. Maybe I've talked too much about my job lately on these video diary journals that I've taken. And our job is one of sacrifice, you know, a lot of sacrifice. And I think we do honor to Rebekah in mentioning that our job is a job of sacrifice, and she sacrificed a lot for those kids. It takes a toll on the heart, it takes a toll on the mind, and it takes a toll on the body. There is no doubt about that. And now I'm gonna brave, and you know, I'm definitely on thin ice, and I can hear it cracking under my feet. But I'm gonna end up wet. I just know it. I'm gonna try to make it across to the tree and point out the frisbee basket that's on the other side. Now, I've seen a lot of guys swimming in this water looking for frisbees, and in fact, when I sit on that bench over there, a lot of times I'll see right where the frisbees go into the water, and then do the hotter, warmer, colder thing and help the guys get their frisbees. But I made it. I walked on thin ice and I made it. There's this picture on display at my workplace now with Rebekah Schelter's name upon it as a memorial to her for the world to see. So anybody that comes into Sherman Hall at our place of work walks past this amazing picture in a beautiful frame, stops and takes a look, and hopefully they read, you know, the words in loving memory of Rebekah Schelter, and you know, wonder who that lady was. You know, I've made a lot of promises in my day, and I've been thinking, you know, our promise is a good thing to do, but one of my hopes and dreams is to have this photograph be the cover of a book someday. I've written so much over the years, and it might be high time that I give at least one more book to the world, so that this picture can be remembered always. I think it'd make a lovely cover to a book, or a series of books that I want to call Brazington Shelter. I wrote a 4-novel series called Brazington Shelter, each regarding the seasons of the year. And we are definitely in winter now. There is not a leaf, there is not a bud, there is nothing to be seen on this tree. But what I would like to do, also, you know, to kind of memorialize my friend and my love for her, is right here, right in this space between the tree and this basket that a lot of people have visited during the summertime. If there could be like a little memorial right here, like a statue or a plaque or something to commemorate this tree and the life that it represents. And like this tree represents the life of Rebekah right now. It's just it's a symbol that I hope it never grows old. And I know this photograph will last forever. And this tree, I don't know, this tree has some issues. It really does. I don't know what caused this, you know, splitting right here, you know, but there's, in the old days, I used to sit right here on this tree, kind of like a recliner. I'd put my bottom right there and put my back into this kind of like a hollow here with my notebooks and write, using this tree kind of as an easy chair. And I'd watch the discs come flying by and say hello to the children that were playing frisbee golf. And yes, they were like, wow, who's the crazy old hermit guy sitting in the tree writing in his notebooks? But this tree is very special to me. And if there could be a statue right here of like maybe an angel with a little child hugging, hugging the angel's legs, that would do me good. I mean, I'm no sculptor by any means, but if I was good with marble and a chisel and a hammer, I would chisel a statue of an angel and a child hugging that angel, and I'd put it right here, and I'd say, in loving memory of Rebekah Schelter. And yeah, as long as we remember people, they never die. And I'm going to make sure that that's going to happen. And I hope that this video helps her memory live on. So I will go to no lengths for a friend, even the friends that have gone beyond this life. It's kind of how seriously I take the business of friendship. So the world was a better place with Rebekah in it, and I think that the world is still a better place because of the footprints that she left on the world. And yeah, I'm going to break through this ice. Hopefully this camera is waterproof. Walking on thin ice again.